Hello, everyone. Welcome back. After further review, episode 11. I'm Pat. Hi, Marcus. How are you?
Doing great, Pat. Missed you, and I'm glad we're back on another one.
Yeah, we're back. I mean, we've been busy, man. We're trying to sit down and record some stuff, and we can't find the time for it. But we're back. We're doing it for the people out there. Thank you guys all. As always, subscribe. I almost said follow our Instagram account at After Further Review Show. Right? That's what it's called.
Yes, that is what it's called. Little PSA too. I want to point out for the people, and I don't even think I've talked to you about this, but you already did your sabbatical. I'm going to be doing my sabbatical, more so hiatus. I'm gonna take a break from all kinds of posting, entirely.
Oh, geez.
I'm just gonna off the grid it. This is kind of a soft launch of how I was gonna announce it, but I'm sure I'll do a post saying hey guys, I'm going to be off the grid. I know there's going to be Bruins development stuff that happens throughout when I'm gone. Of course there will be, but I'm going to try to no phone. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's so hard to just get off the phone.
But yeah, that's what I did. That's what I kind of did in Italy too. It was so difficult to remember to take out my phone and put something on the Instagram story,
Yeah. But rightfully so, we should all be able to do that. So I'm going to just keep my phone away and actually say okay, it's break time. No posting, no worrying about things, because it becomes a lot. You know this. I've talked to you about it. The posting and everything, it's a real weight on the mind. It's a labor of love. I love doing this no matter what. But sometimes it's just all right, I gotta take a step back and chill. Reset the mind.
It's undecided whether I'm gonna be taking over the podcasting duties yet. I'll try my best, but I'm not good as a solo. I kind of like the co-man, the co-anchor type thing, but I can do some solo stuff,
Yeah, maybe we can or maybe you could do a mailbag.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, definitely. We'll
or
figure
just
it
do
out.
Fun
I'll
stuff.
See. But yeah, After Further Review Show on Instagram. Follow us as always. We'll get a YouTube channel eventually, guys. But who knows? But for now, subscribe to Marcus's channel in the After Further Review podcast under it. Appreciate all you guys listening over there. And you can get this wherever you want your podcast. So we're back, episode 11. Marcus, what do we got for us today?
Well, I was gonna say, along with that, when I post on LinkedIn of how proud I am of us, you're definitely getting a tag. So I was thinking of doing that with the podcast.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I maybe should do that too.
I'll send you the analytics and just be look at what we're doing. So it'll be fun to do. It'll be great for the professional look. But yeah, we got a few things. It's the off season, so it's slow, but I feel like there are some looming topics that I've found a bit interesting, especially in well, Pat is are you serious? We're gonna really talk about this, but State of the Atlantic, I feel like
that's a good topic.
State of the Atlantic is pretty cool, I think, because I'm not a sports betting man. I am against it to an extent, but I do think it's a good barometer. As one NBC Sports Boston reporter I've talked to has said, it's a good barometer to understand where the books see the teams.
What the world thinks of you.
What the world thinks of you, essentially. And I do think it, obviously, bet safely. Don't go crazy. But when you look at these, it is interesting to see how DraftKings, who I think is the biggest sports book, especially around here.
I guess it's FanDuel, technically nationwide, but DraftKings is Boston based.
So we gotta respect our Boston based local support local businesses.
Exactly. Always with the gambling. Do you support local businesses?
So DraftKings, I came across this because I was really wondering, okay, what are the odds for certain things? Where does the sportsbook see the Bruins relative to the rest of the league? And I was just looking through the odds, what is Pasternak's odds? I'm always interested in that kind of stuff. And Pat, you're going to find this interesting that among the Atlantic Division, which I think you and I have talked about many times before, that the Bruins relative to the rest of the Atlantic don't look in pretty good shape. So I came across DraftKings. This is as of a few days ago. 2026-27 Atlantic Division over under points. I feel like the over under, Pat, you can help me explain this a little bit because I'm not as good with sports betting because I try to stay off it. But over under is basically how like the base level of how many points a team can get, right? Is that what it is? Or
Yeah, so it's what, like, 107. So it's either like they, for example, like it's not in a perfect science, but they think the Panthers are going to have around 107 points
right, it's like
or
the over.
108. So technically it's actually 108 because I believe it's like a 0.5 under. So they think they're going to have either 108 points or not there. So that's why the over under is set. You either take the over to get the 108, you take the under is 107.
Okay. So I looked at this and I saw thank you for that explanation. That helps me. That the way I looked at this, I saw, okay, this is kind of how they see every Atlantic Division team lining up relative to each other. And basically what this says is the Bruins actually upgraded 10, I want to say based, I forget where I saw it, but last year they were at 79.5 points. I forget which sports book it was or if it was someone else, but they moved on up. They're 10 points better in projections, but they're still projected to be worse than the Senators, who were below them last year, the Maple Leafs, who got the first pick, and then the rest of them are kind of like you would expect. But Pat, I did want to ask you relative to the rest of the Atlantic Division. Do you see the Bruins as the seventh best team in the Atlantic Division?
I mean, I could for sure. I think that's a little disrespectful of a place to put them, considering like they did get 100 points last year, DraftKings. So like I don't know like that, but and the Atlantic, as we know, was a freaking bloodbath last year anyway. And I can see them like I can see those teams being better than them. However, I don't know if I can see like Senators yet being ahead of them, which is interesting. So I was kind of shocked when I saw the Senators be above that. Um, Maple Leafs, I guess we'll see on that, right? Matthews is gonna be back hopefully, and well, not, I don't know, hopefully, yeah, but like with McKenna, we'll see what happens there if he pans out. Um, I think I could see them finishing, second to last, but I could also see them kind of being in that wild card race again.
Yeah, I agree with the wild card thing. I think that's kind of like where I feel like the Bruins can finish again because as we've talked about before, they upgraded, but it was only kind of to keep up with the rest of what the Atlantic did in terms of like their offseason moves. I mean, outside of Detroit, I feel like every single team got better in some capacity. I mean, aside from Montreal, who never really
Do we
addressed
feel like
that.
the Senators got better? Why do people feel like the Senators got better?
I'll retract that statement on Ottawa. I feel like obviously they gave away Brady, but I think the fact that you brought in Eklund, I kind of like that for them. I think that he will, or I'm excited to see how he's going to fit. I think he's a very good skilled player. All I'm saying is it goes back to what we've talked about before. Every team added or made moves to get better outside of I'd probably say Montreal, who is still in need of that like second line center, but they still have like a really good young core.
Yeah, of course.
And Detroit, who even then who hasn't made a move regarding Dylan Larkin, but at the same time, who knows what that package is going to look like?
Mhm.
So the
They also
way
still
I
have Dylan Larkin, who could very well just have a good season, and they have what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. So because they fired Steve Eiserman, so you don't know if Larkin's going to be like, oh, no Eiserman. Like they were butting heads, I think.
well,
So
that's a good point actually too. It's like just because right there's like turmoil in Detroit, like this is a team that's like missed the playoffs by like a point. It feels like every year, right? Like so, like they have a
exactly.
decent team over there if they can just get them to play well and not fall apart in March like they do all the time.
Exactly. So I think what you're looking at with the Atlantic, at least for me, the way I see it, I'll just like go off base rankings. I can see Florida and Tampa within that top four. Montreal and Buffalo, I can definitely see within that top four. I think your sort of wild cards are within how Toronto's going to perform with their additions. Then they made a ton in free agency. Then there's also the intrigue with Ottawa. How are they going to perform without their captain? Maybe they get a boost of energy because apparently they didn't like having Brady in the locker room with the podcast stuff and everything. maybe they get a boost there. Like, oh, no more of this. And then even then, with Boston, there's still like the Bruins, especially, they have a lot of young talent, or at least like a good amount of young talent that you have to wait and see. And we'll get into this more when we do one of our other segments of the podcast. But you have to think about, what's Paterka going to give you? What is Borgen going to give you? And I feel like even when I discuss the Detroit stuff, there's still so many moves I feel like the Bruins could need to make. Like
Yeah.
we've talked about, I feel like we've talked about the defense, but the defense, there's too many guys. You have 6 million in the press box right now if you look at the projected lineup without Yoki Haru and with Lorai kind of sitting. So how does that look? Like I feel like there's too many question marks to kind of, put a stamp on it, but I don't see them as the 7th worst team or the 7th best team in the Atlantic. If they are the 7th best team in the Atlantic, it's because everyone's a point within each other. I feel like because
That was kind of my point too. It's like that's only base projections. Like if everybody finishes with 95 points plus, like that's not a horrible year, right? You just happen to finish like in 7th of that, like, you know what I'm saying? And then the other thing too is obviously like that we got to see what the Metro does if they get better, right?
Yeah.
Because the wild card spots will be up for grabs for them as well. So that's just something you have to consider.
Yeah, you had five teams last year, Atlantic teams, make the playoffs, which was like nuts to think about. But even then, like you make a good point with the Metropolitan Division. I also want to talk about, like you mentioned Ottawa, like will they decline with Brady Tkachuk? I think another team that you could put into this category who lost Alex Tuck and Bowen Byram, two like integral pieces to that team last year, and you're on their keister all the time, is Buffalo. Like,
well, my thing is, listen, I'm saying that because I look at Buffalo's roster and like they are talented, right? So like they are naturally, I think, going to win more games now, right? Because they're just a better Buffalo team. But I still, they're Buffalo. I could totally see them going, I don't know, 3-7 to start the year, and all of a sudden look up and it's like, like they're already sneaky, like skidding, it's like sliding here, because that happens all the time, and we see one and done teams all the time in this league.
yeah.
Teams
So
that make the playoffs and then you don't hear from them ever again.
yeah, so that might be the case. I think that might be the case with them. I just think right now, like looking at it, I found it really interesting that the Bruins were like the 7th best team. Because personally, me, I don't see them as that. I think that there's potential for bounce back candidates. I think they have solid reason to like look at certain areas of their lineup and be like, there's upside here. But the question is, does that upside hit? You know what I mean? Like you're looking at the
That is the
intangibles of,
gamble at the end of the day.
you have to look at the intangibles of where do you put JJ Paterka? How many points does he have? You have to look at what does James Hagen's first full season look like? Does he get that first full season? So it's hard for me to,
make a jump,
does he make
right?
the jump? We
Or
have
does he
talked about,
not jump, but does he continue to ascend, right, in his development, or does he plateau? That's always a big scare, I feel like, with third year players. Third year, second year? He's a third year, right?
I want to say third year. Well, his first year was kind of like with Toronto, like 10 something games.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me, but I think that should be the case too with like when you look at Toronto, all these new players that come into their lineup. Like we could go up and down every single team. But how does Tampa's offensive output look? I mean, they got John Carlson actually, so I can't even say that. I was gonna say from the blue line, how's it compared to Darren Radish? But how does Darren Radish perform in a new like Leaf system? All of these, I think, have to be taken into question with the Bruins. But
You know what the big thing is?
what?
I feel like Leafs, maybe Buffalo too. I mean, who was playing goalie for them still?
For Toronto?
I mean, but like they just don't have a goaltender really. I don't think either of those teams. I mean, you can argue Wolf a little bit, but like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, yeah, like with Buffalo, I do think. I mean, like we've looked at their goaltending. Like the Bruins torched Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen before Alex Lyon came in and stole.
And
the
Alex
show.
Lyon is a stiff who just plays well against the Bruins for some reason. So like I don't get it. But
Yeah. So you saw. I don't know if you saw it, but a big thing that the Sabres wanted to do was try to acquire what's his name? Connor Hellebuck. And it's like, imagine if Hellebuck came over here, and what would that have cost them to, get that guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is
Yeah, but you know
something that
why he's not there though? Because he only wants to go to the three super teams. That's
no, he actually Friedman reported he wanted to go to Buffalo. Like,
Oh,
that wouldn't have
geez, I
happened.
missed that. That's not good. Don't
No,
do that.
that's fine. That's fine. We
You
miss
don't want to
things.
go
Things
to
get under.
Buffalo. Buffalo sucks.
Well, I mean, I think it says a lot that a player of his caliber wants, would have waived his no trade clause to go there. And on the goaltending too. How's Florida gonna do with? I know they just grabbed Markstrom, but it's like on that new contract, and with how he's performed in New Jersey, what does that look like? So
Do
I
you get
think
at all scared of like the too many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to Florida, or do you think they're just a wagon and it's just we're gonna have to just get out of their way?
I I think they're one of those teams where I've never really thought of them as too many cooks in the kitchen. I just feel like they just have such a good like
It just feels like
system.
their core, you could just add anybody to it, and they're still just gonna be like bulldozing over teams. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what
Yeah,
I feel like. So
yeah. Like I want to say, I'm looking at my notes. They added like Hathaway, they added Gudis, like Kachuk, like all heavy players.
yeah,
Like
but
so,
maybe that is like maybe they are too heavy, right? Who knows? I mean, I don't think they will be, but that is always a question, right? Like maybe they are just slow as hell now on the ice because they're loading up.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think when you bring up the goaltending and the too many cooks in the kitchen, that could be the case. There's a lot, but I don't think all in all, like just to finish this out, I don't know if you had anything else. I don't think the Bruins are the seventh best team in the Atlantic, at
I don't think
least.
so either, but I could also see it. I could see it finishing that way.
Agreed for
Could
sure.
you see it finishing last?
It'd be I just think it would have to be everything would have to go right for every single other Atlantic Division team if the Bruins were to be last, and you'd probably have to see a lot go wrong for the Bruins. Like,
Injuries and just yeah.
yeah, and injuries have plagued them in certain aspects, especially with the Lindholms.
Well,
That is for sure.
that's why projections, are they're just projections because the puck can drop and all of a sudden everything changes in an instant, right?
That's why I turn
Passionate goes down and like then it's over, like stuff like that. So like,
Yeah, it's why I turn off injuries whenever I play Shell franchise mode all the time. Never play with injuries. It's not fun at all. So that on the Atlantic Division talk. I don't know if you had anything else on that subject, but
no, it's
yeah,
interesting. Shout out 98.5 for the Canadians though. I saw that 98.5 is their projection.
yeah.
I
Oh
guess the
yeah, yeah,
Canadians
yeah.
are here to stay. I guess so. I guess they made the playoffs 2 years in a row. So that means on the Pat scale that they're a legit team. Um, so yeah,
But
we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
oh, yeah, I'm excited too. And also that 10-game we already talked about the schedule, but those 10 games at the end of the year, oh my God.
Could decide everybody's fate, to be honest with you.
Oh my God, we are going to be in for it. So, anyways, that's going to be fun to
What if we're
watch.
just rolling by that time? It doesn't even matter. Wouldn't that be awesome?
I mean, if you're looking,
15 games into the playoffs, we clinched back in March.
so in that case, we're looking at it this way. If you're trying to I think we played Toronto twice, but I don't have it in front of me, and I'm not
Tampa.
trying to. We played Tampa twice. So if Toronto's skidding by the end of that, because I assume they're playing a bunch of Atlantic Division teams as well. Like, imagine Toronto skidding, and you're getting above the rest of the division. In terms of the draft pick, that helps in your favor. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like that's something where it's just you look at that implication. That's definitely going to be a talking point, I feel like, when we're in March of 2027. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, moving on past anything, unless my wonderful co-host has any other great insight to say. Pat, I want to talk
Good,
about
man.
this.
Let's do it. I guess I can't believe this is a talking point, but sure.
Welcome to the off season, and this is a talking point because this man has yet to ink his contract, as do many current restricted free agents
But
still
you
out
say
there.
it as in like it's like a thing that like he deserves. Like that's what I don't get. Like why
So,
you keep framing it like that.
okay, so Matthew Poitras, right, is a current restricted free agent. Pat is not. as interested in the subject as I am. But to explain the background of what's going on, Poitra's qualifying offer, the Bruins extended a qualifying offer to him, and Poitras didn't sign it. The deadline passed. Now, this doesn't mean that he's like a unrestricted free agent or anything. It just means that you have to wait till December 1st, or he can't play the 2026-27 season. It's not urgent, but I do think it is interesting that considering, you know, all things considered, I don't really know how to put it. It's just he is a prominent player for the Bruins' young core, and he has yet to, re-up and sign with the Bruins. So I was wondering, Pat, what are your thoughts on this, if you have any at
I
all?
mean, there's a couple things you could say about him. Like, did the team ruin him? There's always that. There's always been that thing. I could have been, I was first in line when he had that good camp to say put him on the bees because I was desperate for young forwards, as were they at the time. Marcus, if you remember back when he made the team out of camp 3 years ago at this point.
2023-24, the centennial year.
Remember, they didn't have any, felt like they didn't have any young guys at all. Bergeron and Krejci had just left. All the crap that we've been saying forever. And I was one of them. I was like, yeah, put him on. Like, what's the worst that could happen? He was good. He was okay that first year. I remember, right? He was fine. And then, I don't know, he just never really got better than that and kind of skid. And looking back on it, it's like, was that the worst thing? He, because it was either he played juniors for another year or he went to the NHL because of some ridiculous rule that I still don't understand why he couldn't play in the AHL.
I think it's like the OHL something rule, like where you have to play 10 games. I don't have it in front of me, but I do remember that whole discussion.
So it was either you put him on the NHL roster or you send him back to the OHL, and everyone's like, well, he's clearly better than he's clearly good enough to play at the NHL level. However, looking back on it, was that the best thing for him? I don't know. I mean, I would probably say no because he hasn't been great, and he's another kind of disappointing prospect, I'd say, that we've had that we felt good about and hasn't really panned out. The other thing is what I was just saying is like, I'm now not, breaking down the door of TD Garden demanding that they sign Poitras to an extension. So like, I don't, right? Like that's kind of that's my 2 cents on.
I hear you. So for me, the intrigue I find behind this is that, the concern of a no contract for me comes from the fact that I think you look around with what they currently have at center, and obviously like there's a logjam for a player of his caliber that could potentially sneak into, and you saw it this past year, like there wasn't really a lot of room for him to kind of like fit into the bottom six. I'm going to go back to this past season at the Stadium Series going in. I think he fit really well with Kaslik and Janot.
Because he scored? Like, is that that's what we're doing?
Yes, but he also, I just feel like he played with a little bit of he was just noticeable. He played with bite. He was like in on pucks. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is overall, Poitras I feel like is the kind of player that you want. If you're the Bruins, you would rather see him kind of succeed, because I feel like there have been moments in his tenure up in the NHL and even in the AHL. I didn't demonstrate his stats on that thing, but last season in the AHL, before I think he got injured again, it's been his shoulder the whole time, right? I haven't done too deep the research, but I remember 2023-24, it was, I want to say it was the shoulder separated. And then
yeah, that sounds familiar because the whole thing was like he was kind of small, right? People were saying so, like, oh, use this time to get bigger. That classic like when he missed the end of the season thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds familiar. The shoulder, collarbone, maybe something. I don't know why that feels like that rings a bell.
Yeah, I don't have it right here, but at the root of what it is, I think Poitras is a player within your system that has demonstrated in moments that he can play at the pro level. He can play at the NHL level. And at this point of his career, I feel like at some point you got to break the dam open and at least give him you've already given him like an extended run of NHL time. Like, so there's no doubt about that. But I feel like he's one of those players that you took in the second round, right? He has some skill to him at times, but can also play to fit a bottom six role, in my opinion. I think his player comp that he had for himself was Anthony Cirelli. Now I'm not saying he's Anthony Cirelli. What I'm saying is if he can play like that for the Bruins and can give you sort of like flash of skill at times and can score like he has demonstrated, that's something that I'd like to see more of at the NHL level for him, because you'd rather that than to let him go and then it's like he succeeds at another level unless you get or at another team, unless you get some value out of him
Well,
via a
yeah,
trade.
I wouldn't let him go for like nothing, but like, I think it's kind of what you said though, right? I don't know if there's room in the bottom six for him because I think they want to play that gritty Bruin style of game that everybody loves around here. And Poch is more of a skillful player, right? Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's room for him or what they're gonna do because is he gonna do you want him to be the fourth line center? Like is like playing with Castellac and what Janelle? Is that yeah.
I mean, if you need him to be, like, I don't think it's the worst thing to try. And I'm basing it on one, the small sample size I saw from
Yeah,
2025,
like he's what
26.
he's John Beecher now? Like
Well, I'm not saying he's John Beach. Well, I look at it this way, and call me crazy if I state this way, but in a comparison sense, okay, and you're not gonna like this because you dislike the methods of the Buffalo Sabres. But what I noticed that the Buffalo Sabres had in comparison to the Bruins was that they were just deep with guys who could play. At least I feel like they were guys who could get behind like the Bruins defensemen. Like they were really good at that. It felt like it was just frustrating to play against them. And the Bruins comparatively could not exactly do that against Buffalo. Now, there's a lot of intangibles that go into it. But Patra in 2023-24, I did a little stat dive on him. Okay. Like this was like his peak so far. He is very good with controlled entries. He's in like the 90th percentile of something like in 2023-24, which is something I think the Bruins could use more of out of their forwards. Right? So I think when you look at when it comes to those moments in the playoffs where you need guys to get in, get behind, generate stuff, get in your face. Patra, yes, while he has been smaller, I feel like if you develop him more, he can become a sort of a Peyton Krebs for you, a Noah Ostlund for you, like that kind of thing where it's like, okay, here's the guy who can get behind, but at the same time has a flash of skill here or there. And oh, this guy kind of popped off this series. Like I feel those kinds of players, if allowed to get some breathing room and get some wiggle room to show you what they got, like Patra can, I feel like that could be beneficial for them. It's just how do you create that room? No idea.
Sabres also had that too. They had that going on for them. Do you see this screen I'm sharing?
I do not.
How
Sorry,
about now?
I don't. But what are you trying to
What do you
show?
mean? Why? Is it not why is it not screening sharing?
I think it's because I'm admin on the StreamYard. But what are you trying to demonstrate? What's
It
your
was just a big highlighted thing that said the Buffalo Sabres missed the playoffs for 15 straight years. We all remember that, I think, in the NHL community. I don't know if that was forgotten, but
But do you see my point though? Like what I'm trying to say with that?
they had good players finally after drafting in the first round for 15 years. I mean, I'd hope they'd have some good players at some point.
Well, that what I'm saying is like you want Patra to kind of at this stage, like I think he's still young. I don't think it's like you're pressing the alarm like give up button. Like I don't think that's something they should do for him, especially considering what he has demonstrated and what he's proven. At the same time, I just question. I wonder why he hasn't inked anything. I wonder if it's like the Bruins are trying to make a move, because if you look at what they have, it's just too much depth on depth. Like
I agree.
their 13th, 14th, and 15th forwards all would probably have a call up spot over Patra. If we're looking at which what we'll get into more of in our next segment, but what I'm saying is like I just wonder how they're going to go about this situation when he's not signing a contract. There's clearly a logjam where it's like, okay, you should give the young guys some time. And I feel like you've mentioned this too, or at least like we have talked about it to some extent.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
definitely. I'm all for giving the guy time, but I'm trying to think of the Bruins' perspective. Maybe they look at Potter and be like, he kind of missed his opportunity, and now we've kind of moved on from him.
Straight up.
Not like moved on like in like the philosophical sense of like we've gotten guys to like play his role for him,
Yeah.
right?
So I just wonder, I think about like what would you pay him? I don't think they're looking to pay him like above like 1 million. Like I don't think that's
I
like a
wouldn't.
thing
I probably wouldn't really. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
because he hasn't proven that. But
Can
it
you put that
just
thing back up for a second? I want to ask you a question.
his thing.
Yeah. So look
There
at
you
the
go.
25-26 season for a second, okay?
Hmm.
His WAR is 4.
Per 82 games.
He played 3 games that year.
Yeah, but within those 3 games, like his wins above replacement based on his performance from that, it's a short span, but
So
notably,
it's like the ERA in baseball, huh?
kind of, if you will. Well, baseball does WAR too, which is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Now that we
yeah.
talk
Baseball is
about
what I'm saying. ERA is like times by 9, right? So
it.
if you give up a run an inning, if you give up a run, but then they take you out, your ERA would be 9 because you're right. You're 1 run every 9 innings is how that averages.
So
So Padre would
Rivera.
account for four wins a season.
So I guess the game I went to, Rivera was probably at like 24 or something like that, or whatever earns a
Well,
run.
yeah, I don't know. I think that's how they do it because I don't like it's for that game though. So obviously like there's averages throughout the season. So like that's why people's
Yeah.
ERA is like 3. But like
Well,
certain games, yeah, you get like 24 up there.
yeah, I think it's pretty notable too. And like I know it's an inflated number considering how well he performed in those 3 games, but I think there's some weight to it too, considering it's the fastest he took to score a goal in his
I mean,
in a season.
everybody
I want to
scored in
say
that game though, Marcus. Let's remember what game he played
yes.
in.
Yes, it was an offensive juggernaut of a game, but I think
Like
there
I
should be
think that
some.
I have a theory. Wasn't that
Go
game
ahead.
6-5?
Yes.
It's because the goalies couldn't see the freaking puck because of the freaking sight lines.
That game was pure cinema in every form, an
And I'm not
emotional
defending
roller coaster.
Swayman because he blew that game for the Bruins, kind of, and so did the entire team. But like, go
So did
watch
the
that game
penalty
again.
kill.
Look at Vasilevsky's like goals that he lets in. He looks like he can't see the puck at all, and it's just like, dude, like I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, probably not. You probably can't see a thing because you're playing in a freaking football stadium.
Yeah. But all in all with Potter though, I think every single outside of 2024-25, because I feel like that was just a down year for everybody. I think this if you gave him a longer look in 2025-26, had everybody not like performed as well as they did, he might have like stuck around, I feel like, because he had some jump to his game. Sturm loves him. Sturm has raved about him throughout training camp ever since he's gotten here.
Don't you
He's
always
like,
love that when a coach is like, "Oh, he's great," yet you never see him play? It's like, oh, all right,
yeah.
yeah, I guess he's not that good then, guy.
So
I love that
yeah.
in every sport when the coach raves about the guy, yet he does not sniff playing time. It's the best. It's always the best.
So what
Oh,
do
the
you
guy
think?
worked so hard in practice. He's really good.
So what do you think will get Potter playing time next year?
I don't know. He is ridiculous at the AHL level, and they have to bring him up if they get in the. Well, I don't know if he can, to be honest, because Sweeney doesn't like to give guys playing time. It seems like, and we've seen it in years past. Even if the team's going through like an offensive, like I don't know, like what's it called, offensive like
Dry
drought.
spell?
They won't bring up anybody who's killing it. They just won't do it. They just allow the team to figure it out themselves.
Mm, I think what your hope, based on what you said, which has rung true for how the Bruins operate, especially during the Bergeron Chara latter years, right? You're trying to maximize that roster. I think based on the way and you see this with Mikey DiPietro already, trading away Corpusalo to give him room. I'm not saying the Bruins are going to do anything or any more sort of drastic moves like that. But what I'm saying is you see the room they're making for Mikey DiPietro. You see Sweeney talk about Freddie Brunet and how he's sort of earned the opportunity to fight for a chance at camp. They've talked about Patra as well. I feel like now the way the franchise looks at this stint. They don't re-sign Arvidsson. That says to me they're looking at the roster and saying, okay, it would be beneficial for us to at least try to give these young players those extended looks, that extended time, and say, like, give them wiggle room. Because I'll mention it again, and I'll sound like a broken record. You want to be able to be like the Buffalo Sabres, where you are deep with those kinds of players that can give you a bit of both. And I feel like Poitras can give you a bit of both. Because if you have a guy like that, an ace up your sleeve that you can plug into the bottom six, I feel like that's something that the Bruins would rather see succeed in their system rather than them losing it.
But you're forgetting that, like, an ace is not right. Like they're that doesn't.
I'm not saying he's a.
But there is no such thing as an ace on the third line because you play on the third line. Like that's the whole point. Like that's the sport of hockey in a nutshell. It's like the teams are not going to be like, well, this bum is just as bad, is just as good as that other bum they had playing a couple nights ago. Like it doesn't change anything.
Well, I'm saying he's a player that he's not like the bum, but I'm saying like he plays solid, structured to a role, but he can give you that jump of skill, that boost of speed.
Oh, but can he though? Because like, I don't know. When have we seen it that he can do that?
2023, 24. And like that small stint of 2025, 26. So like that's
what I'm saying. A goal, Mark. Like what do you what?
A goal, but I'm saying he scored a goal, but I feel like there was more to give with how he performed in those games. But
okay, I don't know. Yeah.
I digress. I think the direction they're going in, they're leaning more towards playing their young players, at least I think, at the NHL level.
Offensive firepower. That is Matt Poitras. Yeah. The offensive juggernaut.
I mean, if you can get a 30 to 20 point guy out of him, like, or even more, like, shoot, I'm for it.
Yeah, but you got to get him on the ice first, Marcus. That seems to be issue number one for him, is actually getting onto the ice surface.
So yeah, part of that I think is one, the injuries he's had to deal with. Two, that has to do with the roster and how many players they have. And Pat, I believe I have 20.
I'm gonna call timeout real quick. I gotta get a charge of my laptop, or because I'm about to die.
Oh yeah, go ahead. He's Australian.
He is Australian.
We're talking about Curtis Mead right now, guys. Pat ran across his house to grab the charger, and he's back. And he interrupted it.
I did. I screwed you there for sure.
You're fine. You're fine. But what matters is that your computer's charging, because you need that thing on so I can talk to you. Yep. That's what matters most. So wait, oh my God, I had it so good. Poitras, he's blocked by a ton of players because I have 26 faces that we're gonna rank. Pat and I wanted to do some fun, or have some fun, because
off-season fooling around shenanigans, if you will.
So, Pat, you want to take it from here as I add it to the stage?
Yeah. All right, Marcus. First of all, I'm gonna need you to read out the players' names, because I mean, I know most of these, but like face alone, I might have no idea who these people are. Anyway,
okay, I got you.
We wanted to rank just everybody on the team in a tier list, because tier lists are fun. And I came up with these brilliant tiers names. I think they're appropriate for the Bruins. Obviously, elite being the best of the best, good for the team. That's the Bruins, because a good Bruins second line might be like a Minnesota Wild fourth line. So that's good for them. The we'll see tier, I mean, that's self-explanatory. Kind of a guy who just wears a jersey out there. I mean, it could be the whole team. On some nights, like we feel like could be the whole team out there, could be in that tier. And then Providence Legends was Marcus's ad, because he wanted to do a Providence Bruins tier because he likes them more than the actual NHL
team. Well, Providence Legends is someone who I don't see up here on the team often, but is like good enough.
Absolutely tearing it up down in Providence.
But is like the ultimate call up if needed, which would be the ideal thing for the Bruins. So
let's begin.
Yeah, without further ado, let's have some fun with it. So, first name on the list, he's at the top of the alphabetical order, is Jonathan Aspero. Pat, I'll let you take it away from here.
That's a tough one to start on. I mean, I'm going to need your help with this. I'm going to consult you. Is he good for the team, or is he wearing a jersey?
I feel like,
or is he will see?
I don't want to put him in Will C because I think we've seen both sides of the spectrum at the NHL level. I mean, he played first pair, right? He was a plus 30, and he kind of gave Charlie McAvoy that steady defensive, presence, so he could be a little more offensively
Well,
minded this
if we
past
know
year.
anything, Marcus, is that our fans love Jonathan Aspero, so we have to be wary of where we put him on the tier list.
Bruins fans are definitely fond of him, but I think if you look at where he is, like, he definitely brings that defensive steadiness. He's fast, he's aggressive, really good with his stick.
I won't be a dick yet. I will go good for the team to start.
You'll go with good for the team?
Yes.
I'd go with, and this is because I see him as more of a depth defenseman relative to the rest of the team, but based on last year, I'm gonna bite the bullet on where I ranked him as a depth fill-in player. He is good for the team. I'll put him in good for the team as well. But I'll still say that he is relative to the rest of the league.
We maybe should have.
Depth player.
I mean, now that one is a tough one for your depth category, but I still like mine better because I think it's going to work out. I think good for the team is good for Jonathan Asper because that's kind of what I mean at the end of the day, right?
He is good for the
Jonathan
team. No,
Asper
for
is
sure.
good for the Bruins.
He is good for the Bruins. So I will agree with you and put him in the tier for that. So we agree. This one is the only one wearing blue because he wore blue last year. Will Borgen.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, no. We've discussed about it before. We didn't know too much about him. We know he's very steady, but he was kind of an under the radar sort of pickup that nobody saw coming. I agree with Will C. There's no doubt about that. I think this next one will also be because you probably don't recognize his face. Freddie Brunet.
Yeah, it's Will C. I don't even know. I really don't even know who that is, to be honest. Is that one of the draft picks?
It's one of the prospects. Has performed. I have to say, I don't want to put him in Providence Legends, but he is essentially like the best defenseman in terms of upside.
We'll see with him, right? Because we don't know yet.
Yeah, you're right. We do not know because there's an abundance of defensemen, and based on where we are with this, there's another defenseman that we got to rank who wore black and gold, but decided to wear a different shade of black and gold this year. Connor Clifton.
Connor Clifton, huh?
I don't want to put him in
everything that you did for the Bruins, Connor. However, you a lot of the days would just wear a jersey.
I was gonna say, I think based on the tiers, he is essentially. I don't think he played a full 82 game season, and based on where he is on the defensive depth chart, he'll be a third pair guy, or maybe depth fill in. So I can see wearing a jersey. I put him in Will C, but we know Connor Clifton. We know because we've seen him before in a previous stint. So I'll put him in wearing a jersey as well based on that. Next, this guy is a Providence legend, but he's not going to be there this year. Mikey DiPietro.
Do you want to put somebody in Providence?
I don't think so because I think I know where I would put him.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, obviously, but he is a Providence legend, so I do understand that.
He is a Providence legend, but I don't think he's someone that because he's going to be the backup goalie. We'll have to see. And with all the back-to-back games the Bruins are playing, I think he's going to be integral. So it is one of those we'll sees. This one should be fun. You know which one. Next up on the list is Elias Lindholm.
Just put him in the category, Marcus. We don't even have to discuss it. If you get, so is that where you're gonna put him? Yes, wearing a jersey.
Okay. So past 2 years, he's been a high tier 40 point scorer. Great on the power play. He produces insane on the power play, but you need more out of him from his transition game. You need more out of him offensively. You need him to have more jump.
Little background. I came up with the wearing a jersey tier strictly because of Elias Lindholm, because there was a stretch last year, I think, where the Bruins were just in a bad way. They lost 6 games in a row, and everyone was saying me and you were talking, Marcus. I don't know if you remember this. We were all talking about. Everyone was talking. The entire city was like, "Where is Elias Lindholm?" And I said, "He's kind of just wearing a jersey out there."
Yeah, no, he did have he's had a few of those stretches that have just been bothersome, so to speak. So, anyways, yeah, that's Elias Lindholm. We don't know if he's going to be on the first line or the third line, which is probably where I'd put him on the latter half. Anyways, you can't really put him anywhere else. So, Mikey Eyssimont.
I mean, I wish we had a junk tier for this, but I'll do wearing a jersey, I guess. Is he a Providence legend? I don't even know.
So I don't know if you could like bury him in Providence. I feel like it's kind of like rude.
Is there a way to
that
add
to
a
him.
tier or no?
How about I switch Providence legends to like
junk?
Cupboard. I'm gonna put cupboard.
Shelf.
Yeah, cupboard, the shelf. I'm gonna switch Providence legends because I realized I didn't put guys like Ivan and Dunslich Mellis, who would be like those guys. But yeah, Mikey Eyssimont, cupboard. I mean, I liked the signing originally. I felt like he was going to be one of those fourth line guys, but last summer, if we were doing this, we would be talking about which of the couple of signings are you going to pair with Mark Kastelik and obviously Sean Corelli in that fourth line. So Tanner Jeannot dropping down to the fourth line does not help Mikey Eysimont's case. He's kind of just cupboard for me. And yeah, it stinks because like I thought he was going to be a good fit here. He kind of is. It's just he's not. You don't have anywhere to put him. So up in the shelf, up in the kitchen cupboard. Next up, Morgan Geekie. I have 2 spots.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like I don't think he's deserving of that quite yet.
I don't think he is either.
So good for the team. I'll go.
He's definitely good for the team. I'm really interested to see if
he's on the cusp, though. He could be like if he has another season. I think there's serious conversation about elite.
So I think the serious conversation for elite, I think, will come from one thing: how does he perform? Because I doubt he's going to be on a line with David Pastrnak unless the Bruins really try to spread the depth. If you're really talking about that, if the Bruins opt to keep Geekie as that top line left wing, sure. Like he's definitely going to be like a great goal scorer, but how does he score without Pastrnak? I think that's definitely a huge question mark. He has shown it. He has shown it. It's just how do you line that up? But he's definitely good for the team. Great bargain of a contract based on what's going on. One of our favorite men to talk about up next. You can tell who this is based on the fact that it's an albatross of lighting in comparison to the rest of them, and he's wearing a tie because this is his draft day photo. James Hankins.
Yeah, we'll see. We're hoping for great things out of the kid. We'll see, though. We don't know yet, so we're hoping for the best on Hagues.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Good luck in camp, kiddo. You can move up the ranks on the tier list. We should do this like we should do this like every like middle of the year.
Oh, I agree. No, for sure. Maybe at the end of the next year.
What's the thing on
we can do player grades.
On what's the thing on like Fox Sports 1?
Fox Sports 1.
It's like the show with Nick Wright.
I have no idea. I don't watch Fox Sports unless it's like baseball at night.
It's
or the World Cup.
I mean, it's a great, it's a popular show. I'm blanking on the name. You guys know it out there, but he does the quarterback mountain.
The quarterback mountain,
like for like NFL, the Mahomes quarterback mountain.
Oh yeah. We can definitely dabble with that stuff. So, but should we dabble in some Jordan Harris?
I mean, shelf, please. Thank you.
Yeah, covered. I was confused.
Saw all I needed to see in Game 4. That was about it. That was just about it for me.
I mean, I thought he was a decent fit before that ankle break, but yeah, Game 4 was a tough watch for sure. So they definitely liked what they saw out of that short stint of him early at the beginning of the year. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, he's cupboard / I'd probably say Providence.
Here we go. Here's a fun one coming up.
Here's a fun one. Your favorite. Oh my God. Or your second favorite. I actually don't know. Hampus Lindholm.
I want to send this guy to Latvia, but like he's wearing a jersey, I guess, for right now.
For right now, you're putting him in where? I want to put him in we'll see, because
Yeah, I don't.
because
We can talk about it.
because I think, like, look, I understand the wearing a jersey thing. Like, I think injuries have kind of derailed him, but I do think that he, at full health, brings a steady, poised presence to your transition, to your, blue line on offense. I do think there's some stuff to be there. The one thing that always bothers me is that his stick always manages to get in between somebody's legs and trips him. And he's always in the box for it. So the wearing a jersey, I see to your point, Pat, but I want to rebut and say we'll see, because I feel like he's definitely, he could be back to like that second best defenseman on the team, or he might be wearing a jersey, as you see.
I'll give you we'll see just to even out the ranks because I hate every second of it, but I'll put him in we'll see for now.
I totally understand where you're coming from with wearing a jersey, but I think given what you're paying him, I think given what you have to say we'll see. Like,
that's a good tier, huh?
It is a good tier.
Should we make another tier called Send a Latvia?
Oh my gosh.
No offense to our people in Latvia, of course. They got great hockey over there.
Well, we're definitely not sending this guy to Latvia, because I think he definitely proved a lot of Bruins fans incorrectly. You know who that is right there. But for the people who can't squint and see close, that's Tanner Jeannot next.
That's his face, huh? I feel like I've never seen his face a lot.
He's like one
really,
of the...
He's so wicked small on my screen. So hold on, there we go.
Yeah,
I just full screen myself.
Sorry, he's like one of the few guys with a really good looking mustache.
Like he was okay last year, right? So like this is kind of where my tiers don't work out correctly. He is kind of wearing a jersey, but like I could put him in like a we'll see tier too. But like I feel like he does wear a jersey for most of the season.
For most of the season, he definitely wears a jersey, and I think based on what you're paying him, the output definitely doesn't add up in like a cost per point thing. My thought was good for the team, but that's just me being a positive guy. Like,
that's a good point, actually. He is because I get that. Like he is good for the team, but like he makes so much money and like he just doesn't do a ton.
This is true. I think it should say something based on how well he performs as a fourth line guy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's brilliant for the fourth line. He was like, that grit. He was pretty good defensively. He was decent, decent pro. So like, I'll do good for the team, but
I can understand wearing a jersey. I can, but I think he's more than somebody who just wears like, if we're ranking, like, I understand where Elias Lindholm's expectations are compared to like wearing a jersey, because for him, he's supposed to be a number one center. He's not. That's what the Bruins are paying him for.
That Tanner Jeannot is not in the spirit of wearing a jersey, and I gotta keep integrity with my tiers. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep integrity.
So you're gonna put him as good for the team.
I will do good for the team.
I will agree with you there. So we will put him there. Next on the docket is Henri Jokiharju.
I just want to point out, you notice we haven't put anybody in elite yet. That kind of shows you the scale of the team right now.
It does. There's a lot of question marks on this team based on how good or how not good they could be. But also, you should probably step back from your mic because you are doing like...
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. You're really into this, and I love it.
My apologies to the people out there if I'm yelling in your ear.
The people on the headphones are gonna
just bill me your ear medical history.
Well, tell them about Henri Jokiharju and where you see him on this team.
Well, he's been in the cupboard for a little bit, but when he's not in the cupboard, he's good for the team sometimes, and then he wears a jersey on other nights.
Yeah, it really is like up and down with him. I kind of want to put him in cupboard. Like, I don't see where they put him.
I would agree.
Like, I like him and what he can bring to an NHL lineup. The way they're playing it, I don't really see how they would fit him in. So for me, I think they're gonna, until they find a trade for him or move off of him, he's just gonna be like stuck in the press box.
I would agree.
$3 million.
I think cupboard is a good place for him.
$3 million in the cupboard. I don't like it.
We really should. I mean, the cupboard tier should probably be empty, and that's when we're in a good spot. But it's not right now.
It's not. They have a lot of depth on depth. But to reiterate, I do like what Henri Jokiharju brings in his player profile. But it is, as you said, Pat, some nights it's wearing a jersey. Sometimes it's good for the team.
Is
So,
that Mark Hastelik I see up next?
yeah,
Deck?
you can't miss that beautiful smile. It is
I
Mark
mean,
Haslett.
send him right up the ranks there, Marcus. Good for the team. The kid's an absolute wagon.
I agree. I mean, coming in from the Linus Ullmark trade, I feel like you were in this category with me where it was like, who is this guy? And then he comes in and he absolutely just plays the perfect brand style of Bruins hockey. And I wouldn't call him actually, yeah, you could call him a steal in the trade given like Ullmark's value. But
Yeah, but I think he's just a good hockey player, you know?
amen to that. Amen to that. He definitely plays the Bruins style of hockey, is ferocious on the forecheck, is solid in all aspects, and he has
Could,
grit too.
could put the puck in the net a little bit too. You know, obviously he's a fourth
20
line guy, but
points.
decent
20
amount of skill
points.
to him. Yeah.
We have the best fourth line in the National Hockey League, which I projected at the beginning of the year, and a lot of it is due to Mark Kastelik. So next up, another great smile, another great face.
We might have a debate on this here. Come on.
Pat isn't as fond because I'm the most fond of this man. If you guys are a follower of me, you know how much I love this guy. Marat Husnudinov. Where do you see him, Pat?
Okay. He's better than wearing a jersey.
I agree.
Is he good for the team? In a way he is, but like, I still feel like we don't know for sure on that.
Do you see him as we'll see?
Maybe.
The way
I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me for this, though. That's why I'm trying to like brace for that.
No, it makes sense because the way I look at it is he played so many different roles last season. Like he can just fill wherever you need to be. And maybe that's the player he is. However, at the same time, I think in the Bruins trajectory, he's one of those guys where you wonder as they add more, which they should be doing, as they, grow more in their forward group, where does he fit? And I feel like he's one of those guys where at best is a bottom middle sixer. Like if you can get him to be like a 30 to 40 point guy on your third line that can fill a role on the second and first line. I love talking about this stuff with Marat.
Well, because I only say we'll see because couldn't you see him regressing?
Not really. I think he showed you so much last year that he can complement Pastrnak on the first line. If you want, you could put him in on the fourth line, and he showed that early on that he can play.
Yeah, anybody could. I'm saying, but could you see it going the other way? Because I feel like it's a perfect prototype kind of player where like he's the small guy who has the good year, but then regresses.
I really don't think so. And maybe I'm just blinded by how well he played last year. But I think like if that's what he can give you, and he's always like on top of pucks, always active in all three zones, I don't really think he's a regression candidate based on his work ethic. Of course, injuries are a thing. Of course, there's all that. But I think what Husnudinov like gives you at face value, I don't really think it's we'll see. I genuinely would argue he's good for the team based on how he complemented everybody, every line.
Okay. I'm holding up a number. Okay. I'm holding up one in one hand and two in the other. Okay. If you guess which one, like I'm going to shuffle in a second, right? You pick the hand that I like, just pick like my left or my right hand. Okay. And I am either holding up a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
If you pick 2, he will go into we'll see.
Okay.
If you pick 1, he will go with good for the team. Right? I'll tell you. Hold on.
Okay. Shuffle them. I can't believe it's come down. For Marat.
Go.
Left. Oh!
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Pat wins this round, but let it be stated for the record, I would have put him in good for the team.
When people like see the picture that we post of this and don't listen to the podcast, they're gonna freak out at him being at we'll see.
And I will put a disclaimer for it. That is for sure. That we had to flip a coin. I'll be like, we had to flip a coin on Marat Hustadinov. I personally think he's good for the team. But anyways, agree to disagree. Moving on, Sean Corrali.
This is an interesting one because I don't think he's great for the team, but like he's not bad.
No, he's not. But I think for what you're paying him and what his role is, I think he does exactly what you need him to do. Great penalty killer as well. Really solid penalty killer.
So if you want to go good for the team,
I mean, you could say good for the team based on his role, but I mean, like, I'm not trying to say like he's replaceable, but I'm saying like he just does what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not exactly as like thrilled about him.
Can you add another tier at all?
Can I just like add a tier? Sure.
Just add like a
oh my God. Nope. That needs to. Oh wow, we're going.
Oh man,
crazy with this. Oh my God.
Keep going.
Click down. Nope, cupboard's
why
up
is it
there.
doing? Yeah, why is it doing that?
I don't know.
And then yeah, I see. So then you go, yeah.
Okay. Settings. What, you want one in between wearing a jersey and covered?
Just one that says Sean Corrali.
What? I mean, he's good. Yeah, he's good for the team. Like, I'm not gonna act like he's not. Like, he's good for the team in his role. But is he? Could you find another fourth line guy that could play exactly the way he does? Sure.
Yeah, but I think like you put a tier under We'll See and in between wearing a jersey and We'll See called Sean Corrali, and that's perfect for him.
Okay. Hold on. How do I X out of this? We'll see. We'll call it Sean Corrali. And we'll just put that. So, or that. Oh wow, that's no.
And then go up with it. Or yeah, go down. Yeah.
Here, hold on. Wow. This is not here. I'm gonna have to. This is cutting into production.
Sorry,
see.
I didn't realize it was this much of a hassle to do all this.
No, for my brain, I'm literally like frying myself right now. Settings.
I thought you got it right. Oh, okay, I see what you said. Perfect.
Yeah, I got it. Perfect. Sean Corrali. Okay. Sean Corrali will go into the Sean Corrali tier. That's how special of a player he is. Next on the board. I can't believe we just did that. Mason Lohrei. Where do you see him?
Wearing a jersey. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't put him in We'll See. I don't think he deserves it.
I want to say We'll See just because I think there's the question of
he's just so young still, so I get it. It just bugs me.
Yeah, I think
he's getting away with it. You know, we're letting him off the hook with putting him in We'll See.
Yeah, I can see how I'd be letting him off the hook with it, but I don't think how do I put it? He's good enough to be in the top 6, right? Like he's good enough to play like in the NHL lineup. However, like he's not terrible where it's like you have to bench him like all the time, despite some of his absorbent mistakes he has made, like at times.
Beside his minus 48. And
when he had to step up and be the lone defenseman on a bad team. Yeah.
All right, put him in. We'll see. He's fine.
I mean, like, should we put him in the Sean Corrali? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, he's sort of maybe.
I can't see wearing a jersey because I feel like there's so much upside to his game.
Yeah, wearing a jersey is supposed to be for like the stiffs.
I don't think he's a stiff. I also don't think he's a cupboard guy. I do think his offensive output gives him a sort of like cushion where he's like not within the wearing a jersey tier.
Yeah, fine. I can't believe there's this many in We'll See, by the way. I didn't realize how there's this many question marks on the team.
Well, like think about it. They're in a transition. Like it's no longer one of those
I think we've nailed it so far. I don't think we've been, disrespectful to anybody.
Except Marat.
I don't know. Okay, continue.
Charlie McAvoy, and I have an idea where you're gonna put him.
Sean Corrali.
Oh my God. Shall I do it so we don't even need to discuss it?
Yeah, yes, he's elite. Yes, don't overthink it. He's elite.
Relative to where the Bruins are, he definitely solidified that notion. Most points in his career in his 10th year. I mean, honestly, we should put like tenacious in there too, because like he just didn't stop.
I
Like
bet you people will be not happy about that one.
well, I will argue it with this. After the crazy whirlwind of injuries and every little thing of adversity they had to go through, he still put up the production he did and still was a stalwart. So people can be angry about that if they want. I think relative to the Bruins, he is an elite mainstay number one defenseman.
I will agree. Yes, I know. I'm being facetious. Yes, he's elite, obviously.
All right. So we have our first elite player. And this guy, ideally, we would like to see maybe in that category at some point, but I think I know where I'm going to put him. Fraser
I think
Minton.
it's tough, man. He's good for the team.
He is good for the team. I was going to say good for the team. I can see where you're going to say with Will C, considering in his Calder Trophy race season, right? It's his rookie year. How does he step up in year two? Where do they put him? Where or how does he fit with all that? But I think given kind of what he provides and how mature he is for his young age, I think he's good for the team. I would agree. I would argue I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to like rebut that. Casey Middlestat.
You know what? Good for the team, Casey. I
You
say good for the team.
really? I was so pessimistic about this one. I thought you were going to say wearing a jersey, but yes, I would probably.
No, because he had a good year last year.
He did have a good year last year,
But like he kind of, you know what? He's kind of the definition of the good for the team tier. Right?
In what way? Like
he was really good because he was in the Bruins top 6, but like, does he crack any other team's top 6? Maybe like, a couple others.
Yeah. So I did like the way he performed this year. I think he's sneaky good defensively, like man on man as well. But his offensive output his playmaking is insane, and he definitely was a positive for the Bruins last year. I do wonder how that second line or wherever they place him, how he'll perform without that amazing second line that was last year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure. The second line is crucial for them. If they don't have a second line, they're screwed.
Mm. And I think in terms of like offensive output, he's a guy where if you're the Bruins looking for guys who can create offense, he's the guy. He's definitely good for the team in that aspect.
Look at this bum up next, huh? This freaking
yeah,
stiff.
this guy, you can't stand him, right?
No, elite, dude.
Neither can your favorite media persona, but David Pastrnak is elite.
I was say for the audio only people, we're talking about David Pastrnak.
We are talking about David Pastrnak. Absolutely elite, one of the best players in the world currently right now, arguably the best Czech player right now. Actually, it's no question.
Maybe ever.
Ever?
Maybe. I mean, he's
yeah,
up there.
Outside of Jágr, I'd probably say he's like the best Czech player ever.
Did Jágr ever win a cup? I mean,
he won 2, I want to say, in his career with Pittsburgh.
With the Penguins?
Yeah. So,
but
Jágr's
Pastrnak ever gets to win one, I mean, like, I think he's up there for sure as the best Czech player probably ever.
I think he creates an argument there for sure. But yeah, this one I think is going to be
Krejci.
What? Krejci?
Krejci.
Yeah. Krejci's.
He's not the best, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like he has a cup and like David Pastrnak doesn't. So like that, never mind. Continue. I'm just thinking.
No, but real quick, if you put a list of Czech players in front of me, I'd probably, this is just me thinking right now. And I don't know, he probably is top 10. I'd probably say so. Anyways, this guy that's coming up on the tier list is probably the biggest, I don't want to say question mark, but I think like outside of James Higgins, it's the biggest, like how many eyeballs are on this player.
See, I don't know how you could put him anywhere besides we'll see, right? But like I understand, like that's my point of view, but I understand your argument as well of like he's a NHL vet at this point. And you traded 2 picks for him, so like he almost better be good for the team, right?
I think you want to. I mean, I'll argue this because like the 2 big additions that the Bruins made were technically Borgen and then Peterka before that, right? Like if you really look at it from a base level value, But I genuinely do think, like, given what Paterka kind of does when you look at the face value of the team, like when you look at the lineup, like the line charts, he bumps everybody down. We've talked about that. He's a young, skilled player that ideally you hope, you think is going to give David Pastrnak that secondary, like, scoring option skill wise that he hasn't probably had since Brad Marchand in his prime. So for me, I think he's good for the team based on what you gave up to get him and what he can produce at his peak, even though he hasn't even gotten there yet. So we could say we'll see. We could. I think if he's not good for the team, he has to be good for the team.
But that's the doesn't that kind of just prove my point of like we'll see if he is all that of what you just said?
Yeah, but I feel like regardless, like at face value, even before he stepped on the ice, like I think I have a pretty decent idea of what you're getting out of him.
Okay, fine, good for the team, and that's Marcus's pick. Everybody, that's not mine.
What, you don't think he's good for the team?
I don't know. He's never played for the Bruins before, Marcus.
I don't like. I can see both.
I'll do good for the team just off the fact that like they traded 2 first-round picks for the guy. So like if he's not good for the team, oh man,
that's going to be a big stinky fart on Sweeney's resume for sure. I'll put him in good for the team. He has to be good for the team. Like,
who the hell is this guy?
It's New Hampshire's own Alex Steves.
Oh my God, wearing a jersey or a cupboard, get the guy out of here.
I would argue, like, if we still had the Providence Legends in here, I would argue him. He had a great early 2026, but it slowed down extremely.
He did have a really good. He had a great start to that year too. That's what's kind of disappointing. Wearing a jersey, please.
You think wearing a jersey?
Yes.
I would argue cupboard just because I don't see a fit for him. Like you only pull him.
I bet he's gonna play a little bit. I bet he'll play a little bit.
You think so? Where does he fit?
Stern loves him.
But where on the lineup would you see him?
Well, that's the thing is he just wears a jersey. That's why it's perfect for wearing a jersey. He could wear a jersey anywhere in the lineup.
All right, wears a jersey and can score a couple Genos. I'd argue cupboard just because like I don't see him in this.
I see what you're saying, but I don't think he's as bad as the people in cupboard.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like the breakout January that he had, like I can't argue against you on that. Like he just knows how to put the puck in the net and he just knows how to do things the right way. So sometimes. And here's another one of your favorite players, Jeremy Swayman.
I don't know. What do you think?
Elite. He was a Vezina candidate.
Yes, all right.
It's elite. You don't think twice about it. You got this. You have him on $8 million a year for the next however.
He got a Vezina nomination at 908 with 1 shutout. But like, yes, he's elite.
The goal save above expected, Pat.
Oh my God!
Don't forget the goal saved above expected.
Yeah, Felga, he stops the puck a little bit more than he should a game. I'm
having too much fun with this. Too much.
Yeah, he uses that glove a little bit more than he's expected to. What?
His blocker in 2024-25 was ridiculous. But aside from that, I have no qualms with Jeremy Swayman at all.
Yeah, anyways. No, elite is. I'm joking partially. He's elite, but like I don't think he's as good as like he needs to be great.
Yeah. Well, he always is going to be great. I think he's like going to be like your best. Like he's shown it in a 60-game stint.
I'm interested to see what you have to say about this guy.
Yeah, then the last two are at the end of the alphabet, but yeah, I'm definitely going to enjoy this conversation. Pavel Zacha, automatically, I think good for the team. And I don't think there's anywhere else you could probably put him.
But like, is he elite?
No.
The guy scored 30 goals last year.
No, but yes, but like if you're talking about what an elite player is, I think the big question about Pavel Zacha is like his playoff, like sort of like how he performs in the playoffs. And I don't think we've really, for me personally, I don't have like the stats in front of me, but based on what I've seen already, I don't think I've seen enough of it from like, yes, in the regular season, point producer. all around great player. So I think in terms of what he brings for the Bruins themselves, I wouldn't consider him elite, but I do think he's good for the team in nearly every aspect of the ice. Like he can play anywhere.
Put him good for the team, the first one.
The first one? Well, it's listing like, oh boy.
Yeah, but you can like drag him in like, right?
Like that?
Yeah.
In the first one? All right.
Because he deserves to be like that guy.
He does. He's like, if we're talking like relative to the team, he's borderline elite. I feel like, and we can talk about the contract stuff all we want. If he wants the number that we would suspect him at, which is like 7, 8, 9, 10 million, could he want that? I think he needs another step offensively, as if he hasn't already like been offensively productive for the Boston Bruins. I can't see him at elite though. I do think he's great for the
I
team.
would agree with you on that. I just think it's like he might be the closest thing to it that they have that isn't elite, you know?
Yeah, he's like he's touching the line. Like he's
right there. He's on there. In some games he is elite, and then he's dancing over the line.
Mm-hmm. He's like Kevin Durant. He's foot on the line on the 3-point shot. Almost there. And this last one, last but not least, our favorite man who kills penalties and is a great social media admin as well.
He also takes penalties every day, every game.
Who actually led the NHL in penalties.
All right, hear me out for a second. Like, this is gonna be funny, but like, I almost want to put him in Sean Corrali.
What? That doesn't make sense.
He like is Sean Corrali, but on defense.
Nah, I don't really see your point.
Well, he kills penalty. Like, is he good for the team? Like, how could you say that when he leads the league in penalty minutes every year?
I mean, I think you can't really look past the penalty minutes, but I think kind of if you look at all the intangibles, I'll bring in like the non-statistical stuff. Great locker room presence, leader, and the presence on the ice, I think speaks for itself too. Like if you get around to the playoffs, I think at full health, he's definitely, because he had the injury. I forget what it was in the playoffs, but like it hindered him back. And I know you're very critical of the penalties. Like that's a big like.
Well, because like when you're when you're in the box, for once a game, maybe even more than that, like you're not helping the team out.
Yeah, I see to your point there. At the same time, I do think like what you've gotten out of him so far, it's definitely, if you want me to say it this way, this is the only way I can think of it. Above replacement, he's better than just, I think, an average defenseman because of his size, because of his stay-at-home steadiness. I don't know. I can't see him as not good for the team. Like, I can't see him as just wearing a jersey. I can't see him. We made Sean Corrali for Sean Corrali. Like, Sean Corrali.
Fine, good for the team.
Sean Corrali is just. I don't understand that.
I like Sean Corrali. That's so funny, dude. People are gonna see that and laugh, I hope.
But I think good for the team, and I can't just say take away the penalties aspect because it is a real thing. But I think everything else he's brought to the squad, I think, is definitely worth putting him as like good for the team. He's a leader.
And there it is.
There it is.
Look at him all.
I want to know your thoughts if you had any sort of rebuts.
I would have maybe I add a couple more tiers doing it differently, but I like those tiers. I think those tiers are exactly because I think that is exactly to as close as what the team we think looks like.
That's exactly the way you would tier up the rest of the team. Nothing you would change.
I mean, a lot like Hampus Lindholm again should be on the bottom.
You would put Hampus.
We want Elias to be better, but he just isn't at this point. So, like, how can I? So no, for me, I think it's perfect the way it is. To be honest, I think it's exactly how I think of the Bruins team.
Yeah, this is I'd say like between the two of us, the way we kind of like debate and everything. I feel like we met in the middle on many different things. But this was fun. It was a
good time. Sean Corrali, if you see that. It was like, please listen to the clip and you'll understand what we mean by Sean Corrali gets his own tier.
Well, I think that makes him a very, very special player, that he is in his own tier. A league of his own. He's a league of his own. Um, but yeah, no, that's the way we see the team. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. Let us know what you think. You, Pat, I'm gonna transition this way because we're out of tier list. But
Yeah,
I want to end off the episode like this because you put it in our notes. You have some movie thoughts. I'm really hoping you say the movie I'm thinking of, but
I'm not. There's no way.
take it away.
Um, well, we can talk about it first if you want. Have you
Go
seen
ahead.
The Odyssey?
Yes. Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
I mean, I knew that's what you were thinking because it's the number one movie in the world right now.
Yes.
I
Sorry I
have not
jumped like
seen it,
that.
unfortunately. I would love to go see it.
So what are your movie thoughts about?
I watched the Harry Potter movies, and I
Is this
wanted
the
to.
first time?
Yes,
Wow.
I was
Okay.
going to ask you, have you seen the Harry Potter movies?
Had to read them first before I could watch any of the movies. I was in one of those households.
I never read them. I don't read. Readings for rich people, as Chris Rock once said.
Yeah, I don't have the time to do it now, that's for sure. But I did read them. There are some differences with the books and the movies, but the movies I like. I
Yeah,
like
they were
them.
great. I mean, so this original thing, I just wanted to end off on this and like talk to you, like kind of like just about them. Not really about them, but like just talk movies in general.
So you
Um,
watched them all in a sitting, or is this like a prolonged period that you
well, over
watched?
the course of like 4 days, I watched
Okay.
all 8 of them.
It's a lot of movies.
They were great. And so my cousin was telling me that I really should watch them on the plane home from Italy. I'm like, all
Oh,
right, I will, because I've been hearing about it so often. And I'm like, I'm never a part of anything whenever it's happening for the first time. Like Star Wars took me forever to get to. Um,
really?
to COVID was it. Like I had nothing else to do, and I was like, I might as well start the Star Wars sagas.
Yeah.
I was such a noob at it. I didn't even realize. Like I watched it in order, the Star Wars movies. Like I didn't watch the prequels first and then the sequels after that.
All right.
I watched episode 1 through whatever it is.
You know, Harry Potter was also done by the same composer that did Star Wars, John Williams.
The
You
London
must have.
Symphony Orchestra I knew did Harry
Yeah.
Potter. Is it also John Williams? Is he like the conductor for that?
I was gonna say, I believe it is. I'm just gonna do a quick search on that. But
Because
give us your.
Warner Bros did Harry Potter, right? So
Yeah. So give me your Harry Potter thoughts. Like, what do you got?
oh, it's great. It's a great movie for sure. I just like this is my thing is I never like get into these things and then I get into them and I feel like I've missed like a complete like generation of like everyone's like, yeah, like welcome to the party, Pats. Like the Harry Potter movies are great. That's what everyone says. And I'm like, I guess so. I never saw them.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts though? Like I was just like, this is Pat. I wasn't really like planning on like
No.
having a big thing about it.
It's been a while since I've watched them, but I was very like fond of. I mean, I think when you talk about like certain like fantasy subjects, I think one of the things is like Lord of the Rings. I think perfectly depicts like elves,
That's
dwarves.
another thing I haven't seen. That's what another
You
people say
gotta
like you got to watch that exactly.
you might cry because I did cry at a few moments. That's how great Lord of the Rings is. But I think Lord of the Rings is that the perfect depiction of that nerdy side of things. I think Harry Potter is kind of like the poster boy, if you will, of like a wizarding world, right? Wizards, witches. There's like a school. Like
Oh, is that what
I
that is, Marcus? The wizarding world of Harry Potter. That's interesting.
I really found it interesting. What I love about it is kind of the two societies between Muggles, like
That's cool. I never knew that. I
us.
never knew. I thought it was just all like this fantasy world. But then I watched it. I was like, oh, it's like they're like hiding from the real world. I thought it was just like this entire like, yeah, this Harry Potter kid's just kind of a whack job. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
what I thought like it was like not seeing it.
yeah. Harry Potter, I think, does a good job of like tying in the real world with that and how like you would kind of navigate it if you were a wizard. I like the concept of the Ministry of Magic and how they go through all that, like the
Like the whole
corruption
like
and
the
everything.
whole like company that like runs everything.
Yeah, that.
Thing
I
corruption and like Voldemort's like technically just a cult leader, like growing up realizing, right? Like the adult version is like, oh my god, it is just like a cult. That's like what they are. They
Yeah.
just want to kill everybody who's not one of them.
Hagrid, I have to say, Hagrid's a personal favorite. Love that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's great, like, obviously, though, but, like, his character's kind of useless, I feel like. I feel like I came to this take the other day. Like, what does he do, really?
He was in the books, at least from what I remember, and it's been such a long time. He was more of a heightened. He at least had more of a heightened role from what I
I
remember
understand he
reading.
runs the, like, wildlife or whatever, and he keeps the keys of the castle, but, like, if you watch the movies without having your Hagrid bias from the books, because I've never read the books, right? But if you watch the movie straight up, I guarantee you'll find yourself saying, "What does this guy do?"
I mean, I don't know. It's been so long since I'm trying to piece together like things about Harry Potter.
You read all 7 books?
Yeah, I had to. If I wanted to
Jesus.
watch the movies, my parents made me read the books.
That's
And I had
like
to-
illegal, man. It's got to be illegal in some states.
No, it was great it was great to keep up with summer reading because I just could not stand doing summer
Those
reading.
books, though, are like millions of pages, aren't they? Like, seriously?
I moved through them. Sometimes I would skim just to get the point.
Well,
And I'd
that's
be
not
like, "Oh."
reading, Marcus.
I know it's not, but like, hey, you want to go outside and play basketball with your neighborhood friends or hockey. So like, I wanted to make sure to do that. Yeah, no, I like Harry Potter. Is it my favorite movie? It's not a trilogy. Is it my favorite movie series ever? No.
No, but like I enjoyed watching it, and I'm kind of sad that it's over, and I piled through it. But
Yeah.
now I'm happy that I get like the references that people make.
Like what?
Well, like just the other day, right? Like it's so funny how like you like it feels like you don't ever hear about these movies, and then you watch them, and then because we're all being watched by the government, everyone knows your timelines, and like Barstool Sports, right? Just did this thing. They were like greatest fictional athletes. Some guy said Harry Potter on a Quidditch field's like a dynasty, and I'm like, I get that reference now.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That's another thing too, is like the fact that they invented a whole sport within the
And it's like real. Did they invent it, or is that like
I don't know.
It had to have existed before that, right? I mean, they didn't invent the sport of Quidditch.
It might like take other aspects of different like foreign sports, like foreign to us in the United States. I don't know. Like
Quidditch is a thing now. It's like people play it. People play it all the time.
People definitely do. Like Harry Potter super fans, I would assume. But
there's like leagues in America. There's like leagues that you can
there
play. Yeah, like recreational leagues, and you obviously don't fly, but like you run around.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me just hop on my Nimbus 2900. What was it? Nimbus 2000.
The Nimbus 2000. Yeah.
Nimbus 2000. Jeez, what an elite stick. Anyways, yeah, Harry Potter's cool. It's I know you would like this one. This is the first thing that came to my head, but it just came back around to me. You have to keep drinking.
Yeah. That was a weird scene. I was like, what's going on right now?
No, but do you know what that is always used for? Like if somebody's at the bar.
Like a meme of like, yeah, somebody keep going.
I had a feeling like that's probably a frequently used meme that you will understand now.
I've seen the memes now of like Hermione slugging a butterbeer, and it's like me when the boys say we have to leave. Like,
oh my god, dude, butterbeer! I've always wanted to try.
So that's the other thing, right? Is like I think about Universal now, and like I have obviously been to Universal a couple times. And the Harry Potter land world, whatever it's called over there, it's great. But like, I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know any of these references. And now I do. I never had butterbeer over there, but now I kind of want to, and like all that stuff.
Yeah. So
anyway, we can talk about that though. What did you, I mean, without spoilers, please, but like, what did you think of the Odyssey? Is it as good as it intended?
Watch it. Go IMAX. Be ready to cover your ears at some points, because it gets loud.
Why is it 3 hours long?
Because you got to tell the whole story of the Odyssey. Like
you can do that in like 2 hours, dude. Like cut out the crap.
Okay, ready? I was skeptical at first. It goes by quick. Like
that's whatever people said that about Oppenheimer, and it did not go by fast. It felt like I was sitting there forever.
Oppenheimer's pacing, I felt like was difficult to kind of like stick with. But the Odyssey, like I
Am
think
I
the
gonna?
journey.
Sorry, this is the other thing with Christopher Nolan. Am I gonna
Go on.
understand what's happening the first time I watch it?
If you have an idea of what the Odyssey is,
I
yes.
don't think I don't remember. I don't think we ever had to read it in school. So I have a certain idea of like just living in life. I understand what the Odyssey is because of
Okay.
I just like heard, but like I never like everyone says, oh, I remember reading it in school. I didn't read it in
You
school.
didn't read it?
I don't think anybody in Burlington did either.
Okay. So I had to read it growing up. Great, I think great story. And I think compared to Oppenheimer, Oppenheimer's them like building a nuke, okay? And like they're going through like the ramifications of what it means for the rest of the world. In comparison, Matt Damon is trying to get home, right? That's the whole point. Like it's the end of the Trojan War and they're trying to get back home. That's it. That's the concept. There's a lot
It
of
takes
different
3 hours. Yeah, guy getting
I
home,
mean,
these take 3 hours.
hey, he does some things that, probably cause it to be that long, but I'll let you find that out
Well, yeah,
yourself.
I'm obviously gonna watch it, right? So like Dave, you're not spoiling. My whole thing has always been like with a Nolan movie, like, oh Pat, you're just an idiot and don't understand film. Correct. I'm not watching a movie to like critically think. I'm trying to be entertained. So why do I have to like think about what's going on for 3 hours?
Well, it's gonna do both for you. It might make you critically think.
Like the whole thing with Oppenheimer was like I didn't get it the first 3 times I watched it, and then I had somebody explain it to me who like understood film, and I'm like, oh, well, it's a pretty good movie once I know that, but how could anybody know that?
Well, just get an idea and an understanding of what the Odyssey is. Like, don't try and spoil yourself. Just, get cliff notes,
The
if
other
you
thing
will.
is, am I gonna have 3 hours to go to a movie theater?
Go in the afternoon. Do not go at night. You'll be out of there at 1 and you won't even notice it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So, but you're gonna love. I'll give you an idea. Just remember the name Agamemnon.
I have seen, TikTok is like, I don't know how TikTok and like all these people are getting these clips already, but like I've seen some stuff on TikTok and I'm trying to avoid it.
This guy is Greek Fantasial Darth Vader, literally. But
I thought
that's
he
all
was
I'll say.
like a good guy. Am I wrong for that? I thought like in the
Well,
lore, he's
there's
like a good guy.
there's the Greeks and then there's the Trojans. I wouldn't exactly say there's a good guy, but there if you read the backstory of how the Trojan War like happened, I think Agamemnon has something to do with it.
Travis
I,
Scott's in the movie. I saw that. That's
he
interesting.
tells he tells the tale.
A war. Everyone's doing the
Scream
auto.
into the
You
ground.
see like the videos of like the auto tune, like it was like what Travis Scott should have sounded like. It's lit.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, no,
Oh
that
man.
that was like I think when I went to watch it, I think that's something that everybody was like, "Oh my god, it's Travis." But yeah, no, they
All
did
right.
it. I highly
All right.
recommend it.
I
Go
gotta
watch it.
watch it, right? Because everyone else is watching it. That's what I'm trying to tell myself. But I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I'm probably gonna wait for it to come out on streaming, honestly. Um,
Yeah,
when
just
did you
buckle
go
up
see
for
it?
it.
Did you go see it like the first day?
After the World Cup final with a couple of the guys, I went down to Foxborough. They invited me, and they were like, it was like James and Josh. And after the game, they had like tickets. The Gillette is awesome because it has like a theater, like around like Patriot Place. It's so cool. Like all the stuff that's around Gillette. We go in the theater. There's like the IMAX,
Look how
and
blurry I'm getting, dude. Like, what the hell's going on?
I think it's because it's just like getting darker. But we'll
Yeah,
we'll end it
sorry. Go
off
ahead.
after this.
Continue.
It was just like we saw it, and I obviously went home like right after. By the way, traffic on 93, all
Yeah,
the
not great.
construction they're doing, it's not fun right now. But no, all in all, it's so worth it. I think tickets were only like $11 for us. And I was like, really? Like that's worth it. Like that
Wow,
was worth it for me.
that's pretty good.
So I would grab some popcorn, grab some snacks beforehand, go on in, turn on the seats had seat heaters, which was great because the air conditioning in that place was but you
You go
get
to
sucked into
was it
it.
an AMC?
I Oh my god, I don't even remember. I was just so fixated on like getting ready for the movie. I was like, what? I was like, we got some Greek epic. Let's go.
Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for you to come back. So I don't think we're going to be able to record unless something like crazy happens where we have to do emergency press conference. We'll get that up. But
True.
so yeah.
All right, everyone. Do you want to intro or
us
you
off.
want to do it?
End us off, Pat.
Okay. All right, everybody. That's another episode in the books. After further review, this has been your host, Patrick Casey and Marcus Antonelli. As Marcus just said, he might not be here for a little bit. So it may be me taking the ropes, or if, like Marcus just said, if some big thing happens, we'll get in touch and try to do something. But for now, we're going to end off this one. Thank you guys all for listening. Follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, all that good stuff. We will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.
If you enjoyed what you watched, please consider subscribing to the After Further Review show on YouTube, where it's actually on Marcusi, but we'll figure out a YouTube channel in the meantime. Please consider also listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're probably available on it, so go check us out there. Also, find us on Instagram. Follow us at After Further Review Show, where you can find clips. And our content is everywhere with player interviews, podcasts, and so much more fun stuff that me and Pat love doing around the Bruins, the NHL, and beyond. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we hope to see more of you. Bye-bye.